my freaking money, your freaking money, your wife's freaking money. It ain't the bank's money. But in the system that we have, the trust system, it's theirs, right? It's theirs. And they can do with it what they will. I tell a story all the time. The first time I tried to transfer money to Coinbase, Bank of America said, oh yeah, 14 days. Like, what do you mean 14 days? Like, didn't you read the fine print? I'm like, of course I didn't read the fine print, you idiot. And they're like, well, we get to do that if we want to. I said, well, that's ridiculous, but okay. But it's because it's their money. And in a sovereign world facilitated by blockchain, we get to control when we move it, how we move it. And so
I still think though that's the big hurdle though, because even in the space that we've seen, there's so many hacks. There's so many, and not even hacks, but just like the pressure that puts on the average user to actually custody their own assets and to actually take care of their own identity versus like I just feel like what we're gonna see is, you know, the whole DeFi space, right? Decentralized finance. It's not, most things are not truly decentralized. They're masquerading as DeFi, but they're really trying to be the banks for blockchain. I think what ultimately will have to happen is there's going to be the banks. They're just going to move onto blockchain because the average person.
CeFi, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm okay with parts of that, but at the end, there are ways to have meaningful amounts of capital, outside the kind of 1, 2, 3, 5, 10% of the FU money, the run-in money that we put in Bitcoin or whatever. It used to be in gold bricks or silver bars or whatever, diamonds. Now it's in Bitcoin or something like it. Beyond that, stable coins are going to be monstrous, right? Because I can send you a stable coin right now using lots of different systems immediately. And are there issues there in terms of somebody is centrally controlling that, making sure the dollars are there? Yeah, but I'm okay with that because it's a better system. And then clearly we're a ways away from the full sovereignty. And look, the incumbents aren't going to let it happen. They're going to fight it tooth and nail because they've had a good 800-year run. I mean, think about the number for a second. It's $7 trillion every single year comes out of our pockets into theirs. Banks, brokers, insurance, accountants, auditors. Like, why do I need, you'll love this. So we have a foundation associated with Morgan Creek, and 10% of our profits go in the foundation and we give grants. And my wife took over, the woman who was doing it retired. My wife took over and my wife is amazing in so many ways, but mostly she's just the most focused, laser focused, detail oriented person. And I can't spell the word detail. So we're like a perfect match. And she found that we're being charged $90 a month for a long time for a business accounting report. I'm like, what report? I've never seen a report. Never. Well, you have to have that. I'm like, well, so she's like going at these guys. Why do I have to have it? You don't send me anything. Well, we prepare it. You just never asked for it. I don't need your accounting for my cash. I can read the statement myself. I'm good. And she got it reversed. Now, she didn't get us the 13 years of back that, we never should have paid, but that's just theft, right? And that's like overdraft fees and all the other fees that banks take. When they cross the line into things that we don't really need, that's true theft, right?
Yeah, Wells Fargo was doing that to me. They were sneaking money out of my account for like 12 months, and I didn't notice it. And then I called them, and it was an error or some crap, And then
an error, yeah,
yeah.
And I definitely agree that, like, we'll see like this. There are certain nations and certain countries that will definitely want this. They want this technology way more than the U.S. than maybe people in the U.S. do, because like most of my friends, like you said, you're in Vegas, right? Everybody's comfortable. They're not stressed. Like even though we're on the verge of, possibly one of the biggest recessions and the housing market collapsing, and there's so many things that could be going on, people are still comfortable with the way things are here. But it's not that way in a lot of other places around the world where,
Try being in Buenos Aires right now.
Yeah, exactly.
The reason Milei is going to win, right, is because the average person, they're not dealing with 6% inflation or 3% inflation. They're dealing with 118% inflation. And, Wences Casares, I don't know if you know that name, but Wences was one of the earliest Bitcoiners. He founded the firm Zappo, which is kind of like the Fort Knox for early hodlers. And he's from Argentina. And he gives this talk, and I'm sure it's easy to find on the internet, and it's so compelling, and everyone needs to see it because he talks about growing up where the government stole his family's wealth, not once, not twice, 3 times, through quadrigit inflation and dictators basically stealing the population's wealth and making themselves fabulously wealthy. And people forget, at the turn of the century, Argentina was the 3rd most prosperous country in the world. Today, they're an emerging market, run by a dictator and 100% inflation. Now, I love BA. I mean, I think it's fantastic, and parts of Argentina are just truly dazzling. But as a failed state because of manipulation of fiat through just bad policies and corruption, and does digital assets and blockchain and AI and computing fix that? Yeah, not tomorrow, but over time it absolutely does. And I think your point's really well taken. Yeah, does my life change that much if I can get my money tonight when the bank is closed versus wait until tomorrow? Not really. If I'm in Venezuela and I can't get food, right, because they've devalued the currency 99.9999%. Yeah, having transferred some into Bitcoin or Dash or Monero or whatever, I mean, incredible.
You just watched a clip from episode 76 of The Next Block. If you enjoyed this clip, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to ping that notification bell so you don't miss some of our fantastic upcoming episodes with Anthony Scaramucci, the founder of Skybridge Capital, Jerry Chu, the founder of Lofty AI, tokenizing real estate on the Algorand blockchain, and so many more fantastic guests. You're not going to want to miss those, so ping that notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and then let us know down in the comments below who you want to see on the podcast next. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we hope to see you in the next video. Thanks.